Alright, well, we might as well get this all started and underway just to see how well it goes. Hello, everyone who is currently here. Hey, Claw! Yeah, figure might as well start like kind of a minute early.
That's a new one on me.
Hey! And yeah, I kind of got this overlay all done ahead of time. Not so much with the Reciteer though. I didn't have any time to do it this morning, and last time, last night I couldn't do it because my friends and I were friggin' playing T-Mod Loader, so I couldn't quite I couldn't quite get that done. So apologies for that. But yeah, let's see how things are friggin' going, right? All right. I just need to. Oh, hello. All right. I think the chat might be a little bit. Might be a little bit small, and I also friggin' have this stuff going. So yeah, that's it's kind of gonna be fun, and also Oh, you can't? Okay. Well, hey, there we go. There we go. It's reconnecting to chat. Yeah, no, I wanted to make sure that I read it and whatnot. Okay. Well, I guess we'll get it started with the with the whole introduction. I know it's just only a few words, but okay. I'll make sure I'll get that fixed in the overlay for next time. I don't know why it was so small, but whatever. I'm sorry about that. At least you guys can read it on your thing, right? And I just accidentally opened something. This is a rollicking good start. It's amazing. Technical difficulties, the biggest hold on it's ever been. Alright, well hey, at least this is good for like trying things out at if nothing else, right? And of course once I get the game going proper, we'll finally be able to get the whole audio balancing all set. Hopefully one of my other friends is able to... Hey, Sabaka, there you are! Hey, just in time, too. The labyrinth swallowed all. Innocents were stranded, sinners drowned in the depths, the damned vanished there. The great power was lost to man, and Mother Earth turned her back to the new world. Only the cursed king on his throne in the abyss remembers that golden age. And forgive the whole lagging thing. Sometimes this little thing likes to not go very well, although now it's not really rightening itself for some reason. Oh boy. You know what? I'm actually not very sure. In the recordings it came up just fine, but I don't know if it's just like a frame rate issue or what. But yeah, let's kind of try that. Alright, well, we'll see how this goes. If not, then I might have to stick with Reciteer, or I might have to bump it down to 30 FPS. Even though this is like 60 FPS by default, and I don't know if Twitch is gonna fix that when it comes to the quality settings, but... There we go. One day, in the small, isolated town of Etria, an underground forest was discovered. The Rada, governors of Etria, issued a proclamation throughout the continent. Any able-bodied adventurer was invited to investigate the forest and explore its depths. But no matter how many came to investigate the dungeon, none gained the renown they sought. Either they were major idiots, they died, or they just couldn't find the exit for some reason. Who knows? As more adventurers tried and failed to conquer it, it came to be known by a new name, the Yggdrasil Labyrinth. You are the latest adventurer to journey to Etria in response to the Rada's proclamation. You have but one goal, Explore the forest to win fame and fortune. Etria is at hand. So yeah, hey, welcome to Etrian Odyssey. Let's say one of my friends, two of you, a couple of you here don't know him, but Toby, a friend of mine who also streams, he's got his own little list of games to work on right now. So it's been taking him a while to get to this. Like, he just recently got to Ghost Trick, and only 2 streams he's on Chapter 10 right now, or he got past Chapter 10 rather. So it won't be too long for him to finish it, but I was getting a little impatient. It's like, well, I don't know, maybe he won't like the actual first game, and I'm worried that he's gonna get spoiled by the Untold thing. And also, yeah, please no spoilers in chat. I couldn't find the tag for that for some reason. So yeah, I'm doing it by myself. So yeah, we're gonna have fun if all goes well and things don't explode on me. So hey, let's try. let's get going. So yeah, when you first start out, you've got only the Explorer skill to go to. Fun.
Haven't seen you before. I take you came to check out the Yggdrasil Labyrinth? Then welcome, friend. Not many guilds lately are admitting new adventurers. Those short-sighted losers care too much about trifles to do any real investigation.
Sabaka, you shush.
If you've got the guts, you should make a guild entirely for newcomers. There are loads of guys just sitting on their thumbs who join any guild that take them. How about it? Gonna make a guild?
Well, yeah, no, I'm gonna pick no, and it's just gonna be the credits.
Great, then let's get started. Write what you want to call your guild in the ledger. Someday the world will know this name, so think carefully before choosing it.
I'm just gonna put in the name of the guild that I put in all my actual games, so adopted. Something found family trope, something a biblical reference. Yeah, sorry for the slowdown. I think it's just the Emmy, like, you know, not being the best, but it's been better than the 2 that old friend of mine, an old LPR friend of mine, did when he was recording this like 10 years ago or something like that. Gosh, shush.
Adopted, huh? Not a bad name. Now that you've got a guild, you'll need an adventurers to fill it. Of course, you can go into the labyrinth yourself. If you got the stones, then register your own name as a member. More adventurers means more options open to you, and less of a chance of dying down there. Although you can't take more than 5 people, because reasons. Think about it for a while, and make sure you register a variety of classes into your guild.
And we shall do that. Yeah, actually, incidentally, that is what I'm using right now. It does have that slowdown, though, but... oh well, Tobes had that same problem with Chibi Robo. I forgot what it was called, but yeah, it was the one that was, story-wise, it was like a direct sequel to the first game. So yeah, how is the audio versus voice coming along, guys, by the way? Haven't really been able to figure that out for obvious reasons. If the audio or my voice is too high or low, just let me know. Alright, so let's register some peepos. So let's see. First one is Sunny. For Sunny Surfer. Game audio by about 2. Alright, hold on. There we go. And he's gonna be this. And then me. I asked everybody that I had in mind for what classes they wanted to be beforehand. So someone already wanted to be a troubadour. So obviously the next best thing is protector. And of course, Shisho. because she's like basically the Etrian Odyssey mascot at this rate. And next is Toby, because he wanted to be a troubadour. And then Sabaka. And he wanted to be a medic. And he wanted to be a battle medic. And I've got good news for you, Sabaka. You're actually gonna be like the main carrier over in my freaking party. I will explain it later. But you will be healing and smashing things in. But for right now, you're gonna be in the back row until you get that skill. So yeah. And then last is Heath, because he wanted to be a survivalist. And he's a main party survivalist, and he wanted that portrait. And then I'm gonna go with the, so another friend of mine and Sunny's, Nick, he wanted to be a troubadour, but I'm having him be the troubadour for the Gatherer team. And I'll explain that as I go along for obviously anybody who has not played this game yet. And you know, actually, I'll just make the other ones when we get there. All right. Yeah, so you have only 3 people up front and 3 people in the back. You can't have more than.
One on me.
Oh, hello. Oh shoot, that is right. I'm sorry about that, Claw. Hey, what was it again? I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't because I'm stupid. Okay. Sorry about that. That was totally my fault. It was like, oh yeah, I should write this down. And then she never did. Alright, so Tobe, Sabaka, Heath. Oh, right, you wanted to be a land. Okay, so, sorry, I didn't go over the classes for those who don't know. Boop, I'm gonna... So I'll just do Claw. If I can spell right, Claw. So Lansnasht, basically sword and axe users. However, their axe skills are very, very, how do I say it? They're not very good. There's not like a wide range of attacks like they do with swords, so pretty much in the first game, I'm not sure about the second game, the original second game, because I've never played it, but in the first original game, swords are definitely the way to go for them. With survivalists or ranger in Japanese, these are like the speedy guys with bows. They can also be your main gatherers because they have all 3 of the gather skills that you get for stuff in the labyrinth. So you get like 3 different kinds of gather skills or gather point types. So there's taking, which is like kind of like foraging, getting herbs and whatnot, plants. Chop, gathering wood, and mine is, well, mining for things. So yeah, they can be used for like both main combat or gathering, or like kind of maybe overlap, but usually it's better to just kind of like have one specification for them. Protectors, basically they're paladins, and they're actually called paladins in the Japanese version. So their main focus is shielding your allies. They do have a couple of cure abilities that you can use too if you don't have a medic. Later on they'll have this really invaluable skill, the anti-element shields. And of course, actually, well, not of course, but with this one you have to be careful. In later games they fixed it, but if you have an elemental attack that it blocks, but has statuses. If you absorb the damage from it, it doesn't negate the status effect from going through, and so the status effect might come and wreck your party even if you get healed from that element. So yeah. So Dark Hunters, they inflict some status elements, but one of their more stronger bits is doing binds, which prevent enemies from doing certain skills. So it's kind of like a silence in a way. So you got head bind, which is like your basic silence, but you can also do like thinking skills and whatnot with those, arm skills and leg skills. And leg skills, well, it can also involve running away in your party, or even the enemies actually, because I remember some enemies can still run. But yeah, once you bind that, you're basically the enemy, or you even, because the binds can happen to you too. It can pretty much ruin your strategy if you have to rely on certain skills or need to run away from a battle and you have no way of doing it. Medic, obviously, says on the tin, healing, ailment healing. There is one skill that has a great damage output for medics. They have to be on the front line to, have it be really efficient, but it can also have a chance to stun the enemy, which makes it that their turn is skipped. And then alchemists are your mages, except not really. So yeah, you got like one target, like ones with certain characteristics, or actually, I think, is that the remake? I can't remember now, but there is at least one single target and an all target. And then they also have scavenge, if I recall correctly, which increases your chance of getting items after battle, so that's fun. Oh, sorry, Sabaka. So troubadours are basically your bards and buffers. So you've got like damage dealing buffs, defense buffs. You can have a regen effect of your HP or this series equivalent to MP. Increase your max HP, get more EXP, stuff like that. So they can be pretty handy, especially later on against certain enemies that are weak to specific elements. They can imbue your regular attacks with a certain element, and so that can help quite a bit. And let's see, these two, the two at the bottom over here, these are locked. You'll be able to get them going later on, though. So Claw said he's fine being a gatherer. Okay. Well, actually, Claw, that's not true. Well, in the first game, yes, but, in the 4th and 5th game, there is, like, a kind of a magic kind of deal going on with a couple of classes, like the Rune Masters, and, they're not wizards, but in the 5th game, but, they're kind of similar to that, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, we have these guys, and now that I have that party all set, let's get them all up. Hooray. Alright, so yeah, Y is your main menu. So you've got items, which obviously, yeah, if I don't have any, then they won't show up. So skills, in this menu you can use the skills that are available outside of combat, like cures and revives and stuff like that. Since obviously we don't have any skills to use, it's not available. Statuses, you can see a party member's status, equipment, and skills. So yeah, the first game was kind of like finding its footing. So there were some controls that happen that you can have in the later games, but if you're like me and kind of take it for granted, you're not gonna get used to like not being able to use L&R to switch between party member screens on the fly. You have to select them like this, and I don't remember if they do that in EO2. But yeah, in Equip, you can adjust the party member's equipment. Some classes require particular weapons to use some of their skills. Yes. So like say if I want to use sword skills on Sunny, he has to have a sword with him. if I want to do shield skills, I need a shield, so on and so forth. And this is pretty much a big one. In the custom menu, you can spend skill points to learn new skills. In this game, for each level you gain, you earn only 1 skill point. Use them wisely, either to strengthen existing skills or to learn new ones. Okay. And I did remember in this one, you don't see, because in the second game and the third game, second game on, you have this little thing over here that will tell you, like, hey, in order to be able to learn this skill, you need this and this skill. So yeah, it's kind of weird and wonky, but at least if you aren't able to learn the skill, you can kind of press A on it and it'll tell you what you need. So all slash swords level 5, 2-hit level 3, so we're gonna need that.
Oh. Hey, Beef, what are you doing?
Sorry guys, Doug wants to explore today, I guess.
Hey, that's a cat toy. No, you can't do stuff with the cat toy. That's not yours.
Alright, so let's go with swords. And oh yes, and some, I believe all classes like have at least one gatherer skill. But obviously if you have gatherers that are like done for the express purpose of getting some stuff, then there's no need to even waste your skills on those. Oh, I think I told Claw this, but in Etrian Odyssey Nexus, or X, or Cross in Japanese, there's this one class that's like really good for gathering also, but compared to the original game that they came from, which was Etrian Odyssey 3, if you get the right subclass and the right skills, they are so friggin' broken! It's so ridiculous! I could not believe it when I was raking in like 30,000 currency in like one trip, I think it was. So yeah, swords for 2, attack for 1, and then shields, front guard, back guard. So I'm gonna go with back guard because, yeah, we have, you know, the squishier guys over there. And what else did I want right away? Shields, nope, that's not it. Right, okay. I guess I'll do front guard too then. You know what, Claw? I actually learned that by accident. Like, I was thinking like, ooh, okay, well, Survivalists as a subclass can do this. Let's try it with this class and see what happens. And I'm like, oh. It's this weird thing where Atlas in entries after will like try and fix skills, but in other places they'll like completely break it in others. Like, I'll show it in a bit, but there is one skill in this game that actually is good with, that is a medic skill, that actually will make the game a lot more, like, not tolerable, but, like, it takes off some of the edge of the difficulty, but sometimes it's better that way, so you can prevent some major frustrations, especially with this one, where it doesn't have nearly any of the really helpful quality of life features that it did in, say, the remake and stuff like that. So yeah, let's go with bravery, and alright, let's see, what did I TP up? Okay, so yeah, relaxing is like pretty broken in its own right. If you have it at a high enough level, and you have it active, you can recover quite a bit of TP, and if you have like a regular enemy battle, with just like, I don't know, one of the weakest enemies in the game probably, and you just kept defending and defending, your TP will go full in like, I don't know, maybe 5 turns, 10 turns, depending on. Yeah, that is true. I think it was, yeah, it was EO4 and on that they kind of did the trees kind of bit. I don't know, it's one of those things where you're so used to the old way that you're just kind of like, but honestly it is better for like organizational purposes. Okay, so said skill for medics, immunize. Absolutely, like it's such a valuable skill. It's really amazing. Like, so yes, you do. So you have so medics can use Caduceus. It says heavy staff attack with a chance of stunning an enemy. So once you get this skill, you'd have to have attack up above level 10, or obviously at level 10. So once that happens, and you have a good staff that will like help you deal damage a bit better, you will become a frontline fighter in order to get a better damage output. But until then, because it takes a little bit to even get there, oop, no, don't want that. But yeah, it will empty-handed 100. If only. But you would actually need a staff to do it. So yeah, like I mentioned before, certain skills require certain weapons, and so Caduceus does need a staff. Yeah, if only though. In the third game though, there are monks that are like basically battle medics. And in the original release, there was this weird bug where you could, like, even though you'd have no way of doing a two-handed for the monk class, you could have a weapon in your second slot, and then your first slot be totally barehanded, but you have the same, like, the damage addition as if you had a weapon in your main hand, but you'll also be able to use your fist skills. So you're a little bit squishier, but you can still do best of both worlds. It's absolutely nuts, and I don't know if they actually like had a later release of the game, of the same original game, that like fixed this or not. I hope not, because it's quite broken and it's pretty dang funny. Alright, so yeah, we've got the cures. So salves is a party-wide skill. In later releases, I know, they have different names, I believe, but there's like some that will like have one that affects an entire line, and then one that affects an entire row. And then there's also a skill, I think it was Untold 2 or maybe Nexus or something, that can expand your healing skills so it can affect more people at once. Yeah, so it's a little odd, but oh yeah, and Revive's pretty good too. Healer level 7. And Immunize, Healer, and Salve, okay. Yeah, I'll get a healer twice. And then Heath. Bows level 5. Alright, what was first turn? Quicken and Trickery. Agility up, okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird to try and figure out who needs what.
You sign up a good crew. If you didn't give it some thought, you'll regret it later.
Oh boy, you will.
Alright. Go lay down, Maeve. Go lay down?
Oh, I don't know.
Alright. That's everything. You ready to get started? I hope we can shake things up in this town and clear out some of the deadwood. I'm looking forward to the day that Adopted Guild becomes known the world over.
Yeah, they'll become known the world over because I'm gonna name them the same guild in multiple games. Okay. So you got a bunch of options now. Some things will not be available to you at first. There's like an initiation kind of process you have to do in order to get some things. Like here, this is a quest manager, basically side quest stuff. You won't be able to get it until you get through your first mission. And this is your shop. Yes, fan service character. Oh my gosh, whoa. Yeah, I don't know if I want to read this. Yes, we are. Alright, so... Sword for Sunny. For Sabaka. Keith. This is kind of laggy, but yeah, this song's is normally faster. Oh, that's right. So okay, so this so the first game originally had the medicine healing item thing and the weapons and whatnot. They were both in separated places. So here is where you would get the healing and revive your characters and stuff like that. And here would also be your first Trauma Center cameo. Hi, Dr. Hoffman.
Welcome to Etria. You stand in the town's apothecary where we heal the wounded and fallen. We also offer medicines to take with you. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. If you're wounded in the forest, then come back here, and we'll do everything we can for you.
Yeah, in later games, you kind of have them both in the same place. You have the shop with all your medicines, and then the inn can revive and heal, and well, obviously the inn already heals your party, but it can also revive your characters for some reason. But yes, Dr. Hoffman from Trauma Center. Yeah, and if you were once a fan of the Dan and Aaron Game Grumps like me at Once Upon a Time, he also talked about cranberries a lot. So yeah, basically, basic healing items. I don't think I'll need a whole lot of them.
A medic is vital when exploring parties. If you're going down to the labyrinth, I prescribe taking one along.
Haha, I get it. Oh man. Okay, so let's just go here so we can save. Yes, and here is our first instance of the eyes closed innkeeper running gag. Okay, what the heck is this, Sabaka? Oh yeah, from friggin' Second Opinion, a game that I never got to play because I don't have a Wii, or a Wii U for that matter. I kept wanting to get one, but I never had the chance to, and so all that time kind of passed me by until I got a Switch. Oh, oops, sorry.
Please make yourself at home.
So yeah, you can sleep until... Oh, that's right, they had it as separate options too, frig. So yeah, you can do until morning at 7 a.m. or evening at 7 p.m. Talk to the innkeeper, save your game. So we'll just kind of save. The first time will be longest, but after that... It is a good save theme, though. Alright, so we already were there. So this is where you would get your missions and stuff like that. It would also, because the main part of the game is to get all the enemy entries, all the item entries, and just record them, this is where they want them to be. So you'd go here. No soliciting.
This is Rada Hall, home to Etria's governing body. I assume, newcomers, that you're en route to investigate the forest. However, we don't recognize just anyone who manages to throw together a guild. That'd be too easy. Also, everybody would die this way. If you wish to become licensed adventurers, first complete the mission we give you.
A new mission is available. Select accept missions from the menu to see the details. Adventurer's Initiation. New adventurers must be tested by mapping the first floor of the labyrinth. Meet the soldier on the first basement floor, I guess you would call it, for the details. Your mission is to create a map of the first floor of the labyrinth as an initiation. Those who cannot accomplish this elementary task are better off staying out of the forest. Explore the first floor and map everything you see there. This method will be useful later. Here's a small map to start you off. Fill in the rest of the details as best you can. And here is pretty much why this is really good on the DS. In the old days, with the whole dungeon crawling thing, you'd have to have your own grid paper to make your own map from. But since it's on the DS, these can pretty much be automated. Well, not automated, but this is done a lot more handy. So you have like this penciler to mark your walls with, and then this marks the floors. And so we have like a little compared to later on, you have like a really meager selection of icons. So like event, treasure, item points, monster, door, pits, which we will not have to use until later on, warp, also not until later on, stairs, downstairs, up and downstairs, and then a memo. I believe you can only do like 15 or 20 of these things at a time per floor. So you can like write down. Oh yeah, and in this game you can't have it be on its own. So like you would have to attach it to another icon, like so. And then when you move it, you move the entire thing over to somewhere else or put it in the trash. All right. Now go to the forest and get the details from the soldier on the first floor. Alright, so yeah, this would be when you complete your missions. This is where you would have your report your findings with the monsters or the items, and then you can talk to Quinn over here. Here at Rada Hall, we both govern Etria and promote investigation of the labyrinth. When adventurers discover new beasts and objects, we're equipped to note their findings. It would be a great help if explorers have adopted if you would contribute as well. Even though nobody has anything recorded beforehand, for some reason, like what happened? Did everybody die on like the first floor? Did they trip and hit their heads when they were going down the stairs? Like, what the heck's going on here? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so don't worry about this. What the heck is a geomagnetic field? No relation to morphogenetic fields, Savaka, I'm very sorry to say. So yeah, let's just go. Of course, it looks better if you, like, have it go horizontal like this, but... Oh, boy. Hold on a second, guys.